The Penn State child molestation coaching scandal is big news. Many people can't believe this kind of thing actually happens. Other people are amazed that nobody did anything to correct the problem. Well, I'm here to tell you that unfortunately, child molestation and child sexual abuse cases happen every day, but for the most part, they don't make the NBC evening news. It's also not unusual for people who know about the abuse to keep silent or to look the other way. Victims of sexual abuse, especially minors, need our help. They need people to step forward and report suspicious conduct. They need our help to stop the wrong and hold these sexual predators accountable for their monstrous conduct. Here are just a couple of cases that we've handled over the years. We're sharing this information with you because we want to give you an idea about what real child sexual abuse cases look like, what to look out for, and hopefully it will help someone else from becoming a victim. The neighbors next door were like a grandmother and a grandfather to our client's family. They appeared to be kind, gentle, and always available to help out when needed. They were the type of neighbors you might think you would want living on your street. One day, our client's older daughter was looking out the window and she watched her little sister interact with the next door grandfatherly type of neighbor. She saw something inappropriate happen. She couldn't believe what she had just seen, but then it happened again. It only took a couple of seconds, but the older sister knew that what she had just seen was wrong. Her little sister skipped into the house. The older sister asked her what had just happened. The little sister responded that these are the games that that neighbor and I play next door, and we've been playing these games for years. Immediately, the older daughter summoned her mom and dad, and they came into the room. And what happened next, what they heard, the story they heard over the next 20 minutes or so, it completely changed their lives. This beautiful little girl had been sexually assaulted by the elderly neighbor, and it had been going on for years. The police were called and a sting was set up with our client's father calling the neighbor, and to make a long story short, he admitted that he had been sexually abusing this little girl, and I'm glad to say that he was arrested. We were hired to represent this little girl and her family in a civil lawsuit against the elderly couple next door. In addition to the husband being sued for sexual assault, battery, and emotional distress, we also named his wife. She was sued because she knew about this ongoing molestation and she didn't do anything to stop it. At the same time our case was filed, the Orange County District Attorney's Office filed a criminal case against the defendant husband. We worked closely with the District Attorney's Office to coordinate the prosecution of their criminal case and our civil action for money damages. Now here's another case that we've handled over the years, just to give you a little different spin. In another case, it involved the sexual assault of a minor. Our client agreed to allow her young son to be babysat in a group setting by her pastor's teenage son. She was told that this young man was trying to earn some extra spending money, and so the parents agreed to allow their children to be babysat by this young man. One evening, our client arrived back at the house a bit early, and when she opened the bedroom door and walked into the room, to her horror, she found several children, including her son, being sexually abused by the older teenage babysitter. Now, without going into too much detail, all I can tell you is that the lives of my client and her wonderful son have been changed forever. During litigation, we learned that the teenage assailant had a troubled past that was known by the pastor and his wife, but was never disclosed to our parents, whose children he was babysitting. Had our client known these details, she would never have allowed this person to be alone with her son, much less babysit her son. Now, I'm happy to say that in this particular case, after a great deal of work and effort, we were able to obtain a money judgment on behalf of our client, and the juvenile was prosecuted in juvenile court and was held accountable for his wrongful conduct. In the case involving the next door neighbor, the grandfather, that case was also successfully prosecuted by the district attorney's office, and we were able to secure a financial settlement for the family, which assisted them in moving from the neighborhood and starting to put very slowly the pieces of their lives back together. Now, these two cases are tragic, but it's important to understand that these cases and these types of cases happen every day. These young victims need help, and we strongly urge lawyers across the country to help prosecute these cases in criminal and civil courts. Holding child sexual predators responsible for their horrible conduct is a shared responsibility that trial lawyers are in a unique position to help with. If you're a lawyer, if you're a trial lawyer, we urge you to join us in our efforts to hold these criminals accountable for their unforgivable actions. If you have any questions, give us a call. My name is Mitch Jackson. Our California law firm is Jackson & Wilson, and you can find out more about us. You can find out more about how you can help protect children from child sexual predators by going to our website at www.jacksonandwilson.com. Once again, that's jacksonandwilson.com.